Imagine for a moment that you're floating in the vastness of space, surrounded by the twinkling lights of distant stars. You feel weightless, as if the universe has wrapped you in a soft, cosmic blanket. It's peaceful, almost serene, until your gaze catches something unusual in the distance. A swirling mass of darkness, a black hole. You've heard the stories, the theories, the science, but now it's right in front of you, and you can't help but wonder, what if you fell into it? First, let's get some basics out of the way. A black hole is essentially a region in space where the gravitational pull is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape from it. They're formed when massive stars collapse under their own gravity at the end of their life cycles. Imagine a star, millions of times larger than our sun, imploding and creating a point of infinite density known as a singularity. Around this singularity lies the event horizon, the boundary beyond which nothing can return. If you cross that line, you're in for a ride like no other. So, what would happen if you fell into a black hole? Well, first off, you'd be in for a wild experience. As you approach the event horizon, you'd start to feel the effects of something called spaghettification. Sounds funny, right? But it's a real phenomenon. The gravitational pull of the black hole is so intense that it creates a difference in gravitational force between your head and your toes. If you were falling feet first, your feet would be pulled in with much greater force than your head, stretching you out into a long, thin shape, like spaghetti. It's a horrific thought, but it's also fascinating to think about how physics works in such extreme conditions. Now, let's talk about time. Time is a tricky thing when it comes to black holes. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time slows down in stronger gravitational fields. So, as you get closer to the event horizon, you'd experience time differently than someone watching you from a safe distance. To them, it would look like you're moving in slow motion, almost frozen at the edge of the black hole. But for you, time would feel normal. You'd be falling, 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 and it would seem like just a few moments until you crossed that threshold. It's a mind-bending concept, isn't it? The idea that two people can experience time so differently based on their proximity to a gravitational force. Now, let's take a moment to consider what you might be thinking as you're falling. You'd probably feel a mix of awe and terror. Awe at the sheer scale of the universe, and terror at the realization that you're hurtling toward your doom. You might wonder about your life, about the choices you've made, the people you've loved, the moments that shaped you. It's a profound experience, one that forces you to confront your existence in a way that few things can. But then again, you might also feel a strange sense of peace. After all, you're witnessing something that very few humans have ever experienced. You're on the brink of understanding the unknown, and there's a certain beauty in that. As you cross the event horizon, things start to get really weird. From this point on, you're no longer in control of your destiny. The black hole's gravity is pulling you in, and there's no turning back. You might think you could escape, but the reality is that once you're in for good. It's a one-way ticket to the unknown. You'd be enveloped in darkness, surrounded by a void that seems to stretch on forever. The stars you once saw would disappear, replaced by an all-consuming blackness. Now, let's talk about what happens next. As you dive deeper into the black hole, you might start to experience some bizarre optical phenomena. Light from the outside universe would be warped and distorted, creating a surreal visual experience. You might see the universe stretching out around you, a kaleidoscope of colors and shapes that defy explanation. It's like being in a cosmic funhouse, where nothing is as it seems. You'd be witnessing the effects of gravitational lensing, where the intense gravity of the black hole bends light, allowing you to see things that shouldn't be visible. But as mesmerizing as this might be, the reality is that you're running out of time, quite literally. As you approach the singularity, the point of infinite density at the center of the black hole, the laws of physics as we know them begin to break down. The forces at play are beyond our current understanding, and you're heading straight into a realm where time and space lose all meaning. What happens when you reach the singularity? That's a question that has puzzled scientists for decades. Some theories suggest that you might be crushed into oblivion, while others propose that you could be transported to another universe or even another point in time. It's a tantalizing thought, but ultimately, it's all speculation. Now, let's take a step back and consider the broader implications of falling into a black hole. It raises questions about the nature of reality, the fabric of the universe, and our place within it. If we can't escape a black hole, what does that say about our understanding of freedom and choice? Are we simply at the mercy of the cosmic forces that govern our existence? It's a humbling thought, isn't it? We like to think we have control over our lives, that we can make choices that steer us in the right direction. But when faced with the vastness of the cosmos, we're reminded of our fragility and the limits of our understanding. And then there's the question of what happens to the information that falls into a black hole. According to the laws of quantum mechanics, information cannot be destroyed. So, if everything that enters a black hole is lost to the outside universe, what happens to the information contained within it? This has led to a fascinating debate among physicists, known as the black hole information paradox. Some propose that the information is stored on the event horizon itself, while others suggest that it could be released back into the universe in some form. It's a conundrum that challenges our fundamental understanding of reality. Now, let's bring this back down to Earth for a moment. While the idea of falling into a black hole may seem far-fetched, it's a powerful metaphor for the challenges we face in our own lives. We all encounter moments where we feel like we're spiraling out of control, where the forces around us seem too powerful to resist. In those moments, it's easy to feel lost, to feel like we're being pulled into a void. But just like in the cosmos, there's beauty in the struggle. It's in those moments of uncertainty that we often find our greatest strengths, our most profound insights. So what if you fell into a black hole? You'd be confronted with the unimaginable, forced to grapple with the mysteries of existence. You'd experience the awe and terror of the universe in a way that few ever will. But more importantly, you'd be reminded of the fragility of life, the importance of connection, and the beauty of the unknown. We may not have all the answers, but that's part of what makes this journey so incredible. The universe is vast and mysterious, and while we may never fully understand it, we can embrace the wonder of it all. In the end, falling into a black hole is not just a scientific curiosity. It's a reflection of our own human experience. It's about facing the unknown, confronting our fears, and finding meaning in the chaos. So the next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges, remember that even in the depths of darkness, there's a light waiting to be discovered. Embrace the journey, and who knows, you might just find a piece of the universe within yourself.